Let's try to learn Google Analytics first, and then we'll apply this on your table which you want to create. Okay, so everyone, please your attention on the screens now. It's a very important aspects of data-driven decision making. Whenever you are planning to monitor the progress of your digital marketing, your website, your business, this is the interface you always need to work with. Now, this interface have many options, but I will quickly go through all these options. And I'm recording this session and I'll make it available later on so you can learn later on as well. Now, this is analytics interface. It's a demo account where we use Google Demo Merchandise account for working with the Google Demo account. You need to log in with your Gmail account and then you will have access to this interface. Now, these are key indicators or your performances of different metrics, and these are active users. If you scroll down, you will see that the referrals or traffic from where this traffic is coming in. This is where you can understand how backlinks are being created, the way I discussed last time, the backlinks. So direct, organic search, unassigned, paid, referral, email. So it will give you a list of options or detailed traffic sources. If you want to make it like discuss it more or want to view in detail, just click here and you will be redirected to all those sources. So this is how we usually monitor the links or the traffic acquisition from different sources. I'll go back. First, we will have a very simple overview of this tool. And then one by one, we will learn different features. So each report, you can click here and you can view the details of those specific reports in your different platform. And we will be working with these all reports later on. But first, we have to learn the interface and how we can work with this. Now, if you look at different options, every option will give you view the details wherever the options are. You can view it by countries and you can also create your own report. But how this system works and what are the different options available? If you click on this, Explore is option where you can create your own reports, and reports is the option where you will be working with different interfaces. Now, if you remember, I've already explained to you and the slides are available. We have 4 different options. One is acquisition. Second is engagement. These are for metrics. So we have that slide where I discuss these 4: acquisition, engagement, monetization, and retention. These are the important customers life cycle. So customer life cycle means the way customers are behaving on your website and the potential for sales and all the data included within. Okay, now acquisition, we are clear what are different acquisition parameters or the matrices are. Engagement, and then monetization is actually your conversion. Okay, so we talked about the conversions in the slides in detail, and the retention is how people behave after buying your product, means that repurchasing behavior or revisiting your website behavior, all these are under the monetization. But Google Analytics will not end here. We have a search console. This is also another option where we can learn about the major keywords which have been used by people who were referred to our website. And this is very important tool for search engine optimization also. So you can learn some of the keywords about your website during the recent days. So what are the major queries were used to search your website or your business? So this is Search Console. We'll go through all of them one by one, but first we need to learn the meanings of different segments. So these are the user behavior, audience or the user, and this is about the technology detail, mean that they are using mobile phones or so this is all about the user behavior. But the most important part of any reporting section is life cycle. We have Search Console and user as well, but life cycle is the one which have all the matrices which we need to measure the progress. So let's try to learn the first one, acquisition. What is an acquisition? What are the metrics involved in this? What do you think?
Acquisition is basically how we get customers.
Yes, the website traffic, the web analytics, the traffic source, how many people are visiting your website, how many are currently active. All this type of data is considered in acquisition, how you acquire your visitors or your customer. Visitor, not necessarily your customer, but sometimes We focus on visitor most of the time, and those visitor have the potential to become your customer as well. First, we'll look into these metrics. So these are new users. So active users 46K, and the new user in last a few hours, no, from 23rd February until now, it's like 29K new user. If you want to learn more about any metrics, you can just hover over this question mark and you can find out the details of those metrics. So the total active number of users may be different sources, but this is the active users. So once you click on this graph, you will see is of your active user. When you click on the new user, the graph will change to the new user. So it's your choice, whatever graph you want to view. So this is the first important option. You can upload your data, but that is the advanced analytics. We'll learn this later on. This is first window. Then we have another dashboard or another chart, which is displaying the users from different countries. And these are real-time, last 30 minutes updated. If you want to view the real-time data, you can just click here and it will redirect you to another interface where you can have all the information about the traffic from different sources and based on different countries. Now you can see this is the word map, and now you can see how many people are live now from different countries. And this is where you can learn about their sources, what are their behaviors. So these are all information available here on your page where you can learn about your real-time active users. Clear? Any question here? So this is acquisition overview. Then you have user acquisition. So this data will tell you how you acquired your user depending on different sources from where this traffic is coming in your website. So these are different sources. You can always have information about all these different. If you want to show them here, you can always show 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 metrics on landing page. But if you want detailed information, then you need to use this interface to learn more about all different sources. Clear? So this is user acquisition, very simple. Then we have traffic acquisition, from where the traffic is coming in, almost similar. This is for user. It means that one user per session, but traffic means one user from multiple devices would be considered multiple user. And then this traffic is about the IPs. This is about the users. It means that maybe one email address will be displayed once only, but in traffic acquisition, if you are using different devices, you will be treated as different users. And then you can divide them into different batches, different cohorts. So depending on every day, or you can change it to week, or you can change it to month, and you can learn about their behavior separately. These are all different metrics which are available on under the acquisition. Clear? Can I move on? Any question? Very simple information. We discussed this information many times already. Just a recap of what we have already learned. So, or a visual representation of all those metrics which you are already working with. The second one is engagement. Now, the acquisition is more about traffic. What about the engagement? What metrics should be included in engagement? What do you think? What's your opinion?
I think engagement is probably, for instance, if you post something on maybe your social media platforms, and then there are like conversations with people.
And what about the website? And what's the
Website.
website? How we can measure engagement for website?
I don't know. But I think those live chats, frequently ask questions, something like that. Many signs.
I think the most important measure is how much time you spend on a website, how many different pages you visited, how many different products you explored. These are key engagement metrics in any website. So if you look at this, you will find out there are many different options available. Please view them. So first is average engagement time per active user, means that 1.2 to 1 minute and 22 seconds. Average user spent time on your website is 1 minute and 22 seconds. Then we have gauge section where the people are engaged is 0.08. And if you want to learn more about it, you can just look at this every session count per active user for the time period selected. Then we have time per session 55 seconds. Mostly one session is 100. One session means if a person visited your website and they stay active on your website, this is called one session. Sometimes you open the browser and you forget to do any activity. In that case, your session would be terminated. So it means that you were active on that session 25 minutes. Then we have events. We will discuss this later on. The views, events, all these are other parameters where we can discuss how many page views are there. Okay, and what are the page views? Which page views are most views? You can click on these view events and then you can see a list of all the pages on your website. And then you can identify which page is more engaging and which page have limited engagement. In that case, you can improve that page later on as well. Let's work with first two first. Now look at your Google Analytics. I think first let me finish and then we'll start. Sorry for interruption. Let me quickly finish this one and then we'll start. I know it's quite boring, but still just bear with me for 10 minutes and then I will give you activities. So page and screens, so you can understand how many different pages are there and how much time was spent on each page. The search, landing pages, we have already learned how we can create all these landing pages. So these are different landing pages and the people who visited the landing pages. So this is engagement. So engagement is more like time spent on your website, browse different options. So that is the simple way of doing. Then we have monetization. Monetization is where the purchases is being conducted. So how many people bought your product, how much products are being sold, what are the cost of each product. So this is how we can understand that. So this is the monetization metric. So monetization is e-commerce purchases. Then we have purchase journey starting from your marketing funnel. We have started session, the product viewed, add to the basket, begin checkout, and purchases. This is how e-commerce website works. And if you look at this graph, you will see many people started the session, but a few people viewed the product and very few people added those products in basket and then checkout, and very few people, they purchased your products. And remember, starting session is 100%, then it's 21% of this means the viewed product, and out of these 21%, only 26.4% of people, they add the product in the basket. If you look at this, and then next is begin checkout. Out of these, only 49.9%, and out of these, only 45.75% bought your product. This is a traditional e-commerce funnel. Please remember this. If you want to prepare any e-commerce funnel, this is how we can create that. And you can use this view funnel steps separately, and you can add any step if you want to, but we will learn how to create the reports later on. But for now, this is an e-commerce funnel where you have viewed, started the session, viewed different products. Some products you added to basket, some product, then you proceed to checkout, and finally you paid and bought those products. Okay, so this is a traditional e-commerce funnel. Then we have checkout journey. So those people who started to check out and they started to purchase, that process is also multi-stage and multi-step process. It's not one stage process. Means begin checkout, delivery options were added, payments were added, and purchases were completed. This is another funnel, but that is only funnel for checkout. So sometime we want to know where the people they left our website. Sometime they will add product, begin checkout, but then they will not add delivery option, and then will just quit. So we need to send them detail. Can you add your delivery and follow up the next step? And they add payment method, and finally they will purchase the product, right? This is how we do that. So all these product process or the information you are available whenever you are working with any or purchasing at any e-commerce website, this data can be captured and displayed here. Okay, so promotions is more about the discounts, and if you are talking about some codes or all, these are different products which were available on sale. Okay, so it will give you option to monitor those product or services which are on sales, and people use different codes or vouchers for discount. So that will give you how your sales are going on, especially if you have provided any discount opportunity or any promotional opportunities. Then transaction, how many people have completed the purchase process. So this is how you can identify the transaction ID, e-commerce purchase method, even their card number, everything is available. So this is the monetization. And then we have retention, the final aspect. New user versus returning user is the most important metrics for your retention measurement. And you can always work with different type of retention, user engagement, and all these. So you can use that from the people visited my website last month. How many of them have returned? So we can divide them into different cohorts and try to learn. I think this is it for now, life cycle, and then later on we will study the rest of the process also. Now, your task is very simple. You have that cable, right? And you have KPIs. I want you to learn from the metrics. Now, give me the details based on your marketing campaign and your table you already have. Can you give me the data for today's Google Analytics and use the demo count? Use the same metrics. The idea is you try to search or identify all those metrics which you have already listed in your table. Try to identify the number. For example, your first campaign may be getting more website visitors 1 week, right? So let's say acquisition. Now you need to give me the details of 1 week of your customer acquisition. How many people visited your website in last week? So that is the first objective. So then you can look at some other options as well. Take a screenshot of those related metrics and add it in your Word part. And explain that this is related to my objective fund and where we want to identify the number of users. So give me the screenshot of this metrics and write one line about it. Yes.
And this is about a website. This one man picks is already website. So how are we going to make our own by using our Facebook page?
Very good question. I will give you one tool. Once you learn, once we end this, I can just show you one tool. It's in your Shopify. It is a plugin. We call it Google Analytics plugin. So your website would be automatically. I can show you this. You want to see it now or after the complete?
So the one we're going to use now is the Facebook page because the website we created is already expired. So now we are going to use the Facebook page to do this. So how can you link the Facebook page so that it gets
No. Your question is valid, but the way you are thinking is invalid. Okay. Why question is that we need to set up Google Analytics on our website first. Step number one. Please write. Once you complete your website, the first thing is enable Google Analytics on your website. I will show you both Shopify and also a WordPress. So to make it clear, both websites can be linked with Google Analytics. Now the second person, how are we going to measure if the web traffic is from Facebook or not? The system will automatically understand it because this is a package. Okay, so you will be redirected from the Facebook so that Google Analytics can understand automatically. But first thing is you need to enable Google Analytics to capture data. First thing is this. So we need to set up Google Analytics in our website. I can show you because I don't want to use my personal house on these desktops. So this is I can show you how we can do that. It's a very simple process in WordPress and also in similar process we follow in Shopify. This is how a typical WordPress website works. This is the interface usually programmer will use to control their website. WordPress is very simple system. Well, obviously it's not like Shopify, it's a little bit different. But in both WordPress or in any other website development platform, you will have this plugins. So you can always install plugins. So click on this install plugin, this plugins button, add new plugin. And the plugin we use is Google Analytics. Now you have many different options. This one is one of the best tools, Google Sitekit. It will connect your whole site with Google Analytics and then you can run Google Analytics within your website. Now, once I installed Google Analytics Sitekit, it will display here. Before this, it is not here. So once you click on this Google Analytics Sitekit, now you can see your matrices are already being captured. You need to give some information and your account will be automatically settled.
So how about for Shopify?
Sorry? Shopify is also seems. SiteKit is available for Shopify also. So you can download and install a plugin. But you need to set up your Google Analytics account first. You need to provide this account detail and then you need to connect it with this plugin. So there are two actually steps. The first step is set up a Google account. Now you have Google demo account. You don't need to use Google demo account. Actually, you need to use a Google account, a clear one, and then you can set up your Google Analytics account with your website. So if I show you, this is my actual Google Analytics account. It is not a demo account. First, I created this account and then I use that plugin, which I just showed you, Google Site Kit. Please write this name and then you're free to go. Google Site Kit. It is a plugin for WordPress and it is also a plugin for Shopify.
Double sites.
Kit AI. So Google Site. So it will connect the whole system with Google Analytics and Google Business also. It's a multi-step process which you can complete within one plugin. So I will link your website with Google with business profile. Everything is it's integrated now. Just use one simple plugin. So this is a simple plugin. Now I have all the data ready for me and I can use it. This is not a demo account. So this website and it is linked with this. Now, if you can see that traffic monetization, I can monitor everything, but obviously I haven't set up the monetization yet. So that's why there is no data for it. So whatever matrices I want, I can use this to create any different key matrices. So I can access the Google Analytics within WordPress, or I can directly work with the Google Analytics account. But it is a two-step process. Step one, create your Google Analytics account. It's free. Step two, you need to connect your account with your website. And for this, we will be using one plugin, which we call Google Site Kit. Clear? Any question? And similar for the Shopify. Let me try if I can open any Shopify website. Shopify. All these stores are inactive now. In Shopify, if you visit this website and you can have this simple analyzer or Google and YouTube, whatever you want to use for, let's say just for the analytics, we can install this plugin and connect your Google Analytics account with your Shopify account. So in both cases, you need Google Analytics account. So first step is set up your Google Analytics account. And then second step is you can link your Google Analytics account with Shopify or WordPress website. So we use one plugin for that. It's not a direct process. So we use a plugin for this. Clear? Once your website is linked with the Google Analytics, you will start receiving data. So from Facebook or any other legitimate platforms, system will automatically understand from where this traffic is coming in. So there is no problem. It can automatically detect your data source or your website. It will be written on your analytics. So if it is from Facebook, Instagram, it will give you the website name. Where we have this source, direct, indirect email, at that time you can have all the information about this. From here, you will find here all the details. Like what?
Our website to Google Analytics.
There are two steps we need to follow. I was just showing that. And the first step is you need to set up a Google Analytics account. It's free. You can just sign up with your Gmail account or your official account. Second step is using a plugin. In WordPress, we use SiteKit, ITE, Kit by Google. So that is a very powerful plugin which allow your website to send information to Google Analytics. So you will use a plugin. In Shopify, you will use a different plugin. We call it Analytics or Analyzer. So you can use a plugin to connect your website with Google Analytics. This is an automatic process. But if you want to use the manual processes and your website is like Shopify or WordPress, then you need to copy a code or snippet on your website header page. And once you will set up the Google Analytics, it will give you that code. It will send that code to your email and you can copy the code on your landing page coding. That is little bit technical process. You don't need to do that because you are creating website with the Shopify or WordPress. That's very simple. Use that plugin. In both cases, we need to connect our website with Google Analytics, so we can send or receive signals from Google Analytics. Clear? So very simple. One plugin can be installed and your website would be linked with your. And if you have your real website, please try it. And if there is any challenge, I will help you to solve that issue. Now, I want you to complete this task now, that table, and give me the analytics you need or the metrics and take a picture and write 1 or 2 lines about each of them. That will take you. Yes. Only one campaign. You don't need to do for all four. Okay. So choose your first marketing campaign, the metrics you need for first marketing campaign, and write it in a paragraph of bring this picture there. Let's choose this one first. What are these are the key metrics, right? So show me all the metrics related to this Google account, this account. Take a screenshot. So and I have one. I really found to have one.
There's many.
On the right path. But for now, what we need to do is pick your any one marketing metric and show me where are the metrics which you need metrics and take screenshot of those metrics and another this table, just bring that metrics picture and explain it what exactly this metrics is studied. It's okay.
It's me. Son of lost. I don't know. So
Where is your table? So, because these are your player account.
it's
How many of them are there?
2, 3, 4.
These are for social media analytics, right? You change it for website analytics and try to identify what are these metrics and how you can identify them in Google Analytics and showing that picture and in one line explain the result also which is showing in that picture. So use this Google demo.
Okay.
So that's use only one marketing but for all metrics for one year. Are you clear? Any question? You have 15 minutes to complete this task. Say I appreciate it.
Yes.
It was. Are these no complaints anymore?
It seems like Olatibosu understands it, so she asked it.
Oh no.
So what can you ask it?
So what's the question? I just did the question. I just did one.
Good morning. Good morning. Let me see your turn.
I did.
So this is the table, right? This is the table. So this is my own metrics. Is in social media. Then this is post. That was what I did. It's in social media and then tweet. So you now see that turn it to a website, then picked. So this is the website that you get. So now me, I'm looking for where I will find this website template or this Google Analytics. Snap it. That's what you said I should do. Snap it as brand
Udu. This is the Tiburak.
metrics. Yeah, so this is the old right. So you now check on that and what?
Is this the right thing
Yes, no, this if this is what you do.
for my?
Yes, this is what you offer your old tickets and everybody's premium. So this is your key metrics, your performance metrics. That's number of responses, competitors, analysis. If this is what you have, right? So you will now check where this word is or the Google data.
This is going to be like the feedback.
Yes, you will check where it is on the analytics. You get
Yeah.
big the other side. So all these metrics here, wait,
What about the KPI?
it just wants to see for only what that keep performance
Which one is names?
is from our class last week. So this awareness engagement.
Which one?
So this first word awareness, let people know that and introduce the liability spot to the market. Set people nearby. We create the first week. So let people know how stand. Yes, speed my retention is the people after this conversion. People that I converted. I mean, entice them needs and keep them coming back. Thank you.
So I think with that.
Oh, don't worry.
Instead of the one, right? I wrote the one with 2 seconds. We actually have right awareness.
What you want? Yeah,
We want awareness.
yeah. It's what the videos could be about. So before we did this table, he actually gave us that funnel now. Do you get that funnel? Is the funnel this is that follow awareness, concentration, purchase, and creation of it in your head. So that's what you follow. Do you get? So follow this awareness, engagement, conversion, and tensions. And so go to your table. And you just can I don't know if this is applicable for website, but just put the we put the all right. It I say convert it from social media metrics to that's how you do. Oh no, the here this chat GPT. Did it for you something like this? And so all these things now, I want to ask, but I don't know where to find the on list. Yes. So it's supposed to be on this. So this one now is the conversion into website. Yes. I've converted it into a website. Do you get it? So when it comes out, ask me. Take his
Smart tree.
So we have the website here now for at least for one of them. So what do we for instance up? This is for that one.
Unique visitor. Where is this?
Exactly. I don't know where I'll find it.
Is it engagement acquisition or
Acquisition.
unique visitor is in retention? If you go down,
Okay.
now returning user and new user. This is routine. This is new user, unique user, and this is ordinary user.
Oh, so this is the screenshot where I would
Yes. And then explain the numbers that not just give me the detail. You know that what is analytics are Ellie. Give me these three pictures from tables take. Yes. Try to find out where are what's your
so then no engagement section. Whichever do next.
take a screenshot of this and explain the number and if possible bring the cable as well. I want you to know that the objective of this practice is you should know that what metrics are required and how to explain two options. So first is that is it the metrics you need? Take a picture and then explain in one or two lines what these numbers or the graphs are telling. Just a very simple practice, and then we'll start a very advanced level dashboard development. Okay.
No.
So did you find your created metrics? And you also have some benchmark, right? So compare that with benchmarks also. So what are your metric KPIs? Social media posts and lead comments. But this is not there where this is for social media analytics. Now we are in Google Analytics. Remember, social media analytics are different than social media at Google Analytics. Now, what is the difference and how we work with that? Let's think about a situation. Your first marketing campaign is awareness, right? And your objective is to get more traffic visitors, right? Let's say. Now there are two methods of measuring the progress of your success of your digital marketing. So, for example, you created a post on social media and you shared a link in that post on social media, right? And that link is your website and you want people to visit that website, right? Now, when you post on social media will automatically generate analytics. For example, views, impressions, reach, click-through rate. All these are social media's analytics. But these are based on the platform you are using. If you're using Facebook, then Facebook analytics will be your choice. But in this case, we are not working within those platforms. We are not working in social media. Try to understand that. So your analytics will start when anyone will visit your website, not visiting your post on social media. Remember, there are two types of the analytics now you're working with. So I'm not talking about social media analytics for now. If you want to work with the social media analytics, you need to work with, for example, Facebook interface. Now we are working with our website data. And the website data will start when anyone visited your website or click on the link provided in your post or in your digital marketing. So don't confuse yourself between these two analytics. For these four marketing analytics, you need to work with the website or digital analytics for Google Analytics, not for social media, Facebook. So ignore reach, ignore impressions, okay? So you don't need that for that specific post. But for your website, yes. So don't confuse yourself between these two different categories of analytics, which I explained last time when we started studying analytics. I gave you different categories of analytics, right? So we are working with the web analytics only, not social media analytics.
In this table now, the one we are going to put a KPI is the web analytics, not the social media.
No, you can add in your objective, but for now, what you are trying to learn is web analytics. So identify which one is usable for Google Analytics.
Can we have more than one?
Yes, you will multiply. And I told you need to add minimum three in one post. Now you can have two types of analytics. For example, engagement, the comments and posts. Engagement can be measured on your social media post comments and engagement can be measured on websites duration. Which one is your method? You do understand my point? You have two different analytics and two different measurements. But now we are working with the website analytics. Try to convert your social media analytics into website.
But
You can use.
but we're just presenting just one, right?
Yes.
We're presenting one, and so this is the
One we are doing now is for websites.
website. I understand.
But in your report or in your analytics, if you want to show me Facebook analytics or reach or post comments about this, that is also possible. They are also analytics. There are two different interfaces for those analytics. For now, we are just working with the Google Analytics. So try to give me the detail of Google Analytics only, not Facebook. Once you complete this, then I will show you how you can work with the Facebook Analytics.
So for the ECA, do we submit on Google or
You just use one analytics.
another Google or the Facebook?
Right? It's your choice.
You also ask the question. So for instance, now I have this post. Is this what I will use for my analytics?
Yes, this is also analytics. But this is in your Facebook insert. These are analytics, yes.
So can I?
So these are social media analytics, not
Yeah.
web analytics.
Yes.
So I need web analytics, and social media analytics are not compulsory. You can just use web analytics. Me, Google Analytics is must. In addition to this, if you want to use social media analytics, go on, we can use it. I will show you how we can work with that. Yeah, very simple. You don't have any control over the data, but in Google Analytics, you can create different reports and all this. So for your ECA report, in simple word, Google Analytics have 10 marks. You cannot ignore Google Analytics, but you can ignore social media analytics. So ECA report. For understanding, please make sure you do understand all these are different categories of analytics, and you can use all of them in your work, your real-time business. But for ECA report, I think just focus on Google Analytics. So you don't need to make it more.
So right now for this issue, but now that I have like new users, for instance, for my website's page views,
How many? So you want to, let's say you want to measure the ratio of new user. How are you going to calculate? Because your is customer acquisition, right?
yeah.
So that is mean the number or the percentage of new user. How are you going to measure it?
I think maybe when I link it to my Shopify.
That's fine. You have those analytics. You have this page now, right? So I'm just trying to tell you, you can have a further calculation to do that. If you go to retention, now you have these two numbers, right? Returning users and new users. So your is new user. You mentioned 49K, right? It's the number of new user in last week. I do understand. But can you tell me how much percentage of new user you are having every week? So can you convert this into percentage? It means that new user divided by total user. You do understand my point?
Yeah.
So maybe 100 people, they visited your website. Out of them, 49 were new. That is more a reasonable answer to the question. You can give me numbers, yes, but number will not, they are not relevant. They're just numbers. So give me percentage that will make more sense. When you are right.
But is it fine to probably estimate?
So if you give me, let me show you what exactly I mean with this statement. If you show me this chart, you take a picture and tell me 49K new user, 10K returning users. I can understand that. That's fine. But just by adding one more sentence, it means that 49 plus 10, how many is this? 49 divided by 59, maybe 90% new user was acquired in the last week. Now, this statement is a mark that was given that will give you additional marks. You do understand my point? Okay, so we need to learn. Google Analytics is a massive 10 marks in your ECA report. So give me a little bit more detail on this, not just only surface level information. If you focus on these points, you will get additional marks for this.
Return user and the new user, right?
For my whole
For our KPI, depending on your KPI, you are
I think
your is same.
no new user and returning user. There's some people that's going to return some
I'll take it. Yes. This is the retention. So if I ask you, what is your retention rate? How you will calculate retention rate?
I have to calculate old, new. So I have to make the difference between the new and the AD.
Now, the question was, what is the rate of new users? So we divided 49K divided by 59. That is the percentage of new user. Returning user is your retention. So the remaining percentage is retention. Just a common sense. It's simple mathematics.
Only thing is 59,000 and 10 is responding.
Yes. So if I divide 10K divided by 59K, 49 is a new user plus this is 59K is your total users, right? So 10K divided by 59K is about your retention rate. So your retention rate may be 5% or 6%, something like that. You get my point?
Yeah.
So percentage, remember a very simple formula. Percentage is always output divided by total. So you need to take total, not 49. So total is 59. So just give me this type of percentage. It's very simple to calculate. If you are comfortable with that. If not, don't make mistakes. So just give me the number. That's fine.
The cents, 50 cents, 20% is like returning user.